Bitcoin, the internet currency that everybody is talking about right now. That is the subject of today's video. I'm here to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, what it is, why you should be paying attention to it, and whether or not it's good for you as an investment. I'll be talking a little bit about the pros and cons. I'll be talking about my point of view on it. Stay tuned. So just before we get into today's video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been subscribing, leaving likes, leaving comments. The channel has seen phenomenal growth since Christmas and we really want to keep that going. So just as a reminder, once again, that there's a competition running for January where I'm giving away everything I get in referrals this month to one, maybe two lucky subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're leaving comments, make sure you're leaving likes. At the moment with 5 or 6 shares in Trading 212 to give away, so the prize pot is growing. If you want your chance to win on that, make sure you are subscribed, commenting, liking, all the good stuff. Let's just get straight into the video. So my name is David from prettypenny.club. I make videos to help you reach your financial goals with videos on passive income, investing, frugal living, generally making your money work harder for you. Subscribe if that sounds good to you. So we are talking Bitcoin today. We are talking about this internet cryptocurrency that is taking off. It's getting everybody's attention, that is once again in the media, and we want to talk about whether or not it's a good fit for you. So I aim to keep this video very light. There are tons of videos out there already that will do a deep dive into the technicalities of Bitcoin, but what I'm trying to give you here is a bit of an overview, away from the hysteria, away from the hype, away from the speculation, and talk about whether or not this kind of thing is good fit for you. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is essentially a decentralized cryptocurrency. What that means is it is effectively online money that you can use to transact with different people. So if you imagine a dollar or a euro or a pound is a form of currency and it's backed by a central government, there is no owner for Bitcoin. So what that means is if I send you some money, some Bitcoin across the internet, that transaction is stored on what is called a blockchain, which is a publicly available immutable ledger. Basically that means it cannot be changed. It's a permanent record of a transaction that occurred between you and I. It means that bitcoins can't be counterfeited. It means that people can't invent money they don't have. It's pretty secure in that sense. But essentially what we need to think about here is Bitcoin is a form of online payment that is decentralized from any central government. Okay, so way back when Bitcoin started, it was virtually worthless, but it has now grown into something worth, at the time of recording, around $34,000. You can see why this would have appeal for people. You can see why people want to get involved. As such, it is being projected into the public's consciousness, and well, we're seeing what we're seeing every few years. Right now, it has been undergoing a wonderful rally the past few months, and it has once again gotten to the point of hysteria where people are once again talking about whether or not they should be investing pretty quickly into Bitcoin. It has gotten very, very easy to buy Bitcoin the last few years. Platforms like Coinbase and eToro and places like that, both of which I have links for in the description below. They have made it very, very easy to sign up, create an account there, deposit some of your dollars, pounds, euros, whatever. So then you can keep your cryptocurrency with the platform that you brought it with, or you can take it off to some secure device offline entirely, or move it to another online digital wallet. The cryptocurrency is yours and entirely yours to do with what you wish. So what has given Bitcoin its value of $34,000? Well, it's like any other asset. This one's just digital, but it's a basic supply and demand equation. Currently there are about 18.5 million Bitcoins in circulation, and there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins unless they go and change the algorithm that produces these things. The reason being is that Bitcoins are mined or created by computers solving progressively more complex calculations. These calculations are taking longer and longer and longer. The Bitcoins that are being mined as a result are becoming fewer and fewer and fewer. So eventually we will hit this sort of tipping point of 21 million coins. And that will be the end of it. The 21 millionth coin is likely to be mined sometime around 2140. So you can see there is a finite supply of these Bitcoins, and because there is a finite supply, there's starting to be a little bit of a land grab to get a hold of someone. In practical terms, it is possible to lose Bitcoins in the same way you might lose 20 quid down the back of your sofa. These Bitcoins are probably gone forever, so in actual fact there are probably a lot less than 18.5 million Bitcoins in circulation. Anyway, people might want Bitcoins for different reasons. Some people might be early adopters and they believe in the idea of a decentralized currency available for the whole world, detached entirely from central governments and any kind of control like that. There are other folks who think they can get rich quick, and in fact many people have, as the price has gone from virtually nothing right up to $34,000. And there are folks buying and holding in the hope that it will eventually be worth an awful lot more than it is today. So with its roots being in the idea that it would become a currency for the internet, it really hasn't panned out like that. A currency is only useful if it can be relied upon to have a particular value and remain fairly stable from day to day, and Bitcoin is anything but that. But many people believe there is room for a digital asset like this in the world, and there are lots of arguments for and against that. So let's look at Bitcoin as an investment. What has it got going for it? Well, if we assume that there is a place for a stable, decentralized currency in the world, then Bitcoin has probably got as good a chance as any at this point in time. Well, Bitcoin is the first mover. It is the granddaddy of them all. It's the one that has spawned all these cryptocurrencies. It's the one that's in the media right now. It's the one name that's on everybody's lips. Everybody who's interested in cryptocurrency knows what Bitcoin is, at least as an idea. I think we can safely assume that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. From that point of view, it is a very scarce asset, and you could see that if it did become mainstream, that price would very quickly increase due to the scarcity of the actual coins. Another good thing for Bitcoin is that gradually it has been permeating through to the big corporations that might maybe once have resisted this kind of technology. They're now embracing it. You can now buy Bitcoins on PayPal. You can buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on the mobile banking apps like Revolut. And there is an awful lot of money moving into the cryptocurrency space. Coinbase, one of the most popular platforms for buying cryptocurrency in the first place, is planning an IPO, which could see Coinbase valued at somewhere between $30 and $60 billion. This would bring cryptocurrency front and center into Wall Street, and this is going to push the value of cryptocurrency up. There would be no avoiding that. Another advantage is that it is entirely decentralized, and I can see why there would be an appetite for a currency that is entirely detached from central banks and influencers of those big financial corporations. We'll not labour the point too hard, but you can see all of a sudden that an awful lot of banking fees would disappear, a lot of middlemen would disappear. You could argue there'd be huge benefits to people who want to transact with each other. And last but not least, it is exciting technology. People are interested in cryptocurrency. It sounds cool, the ideas are cool, and you can just imagine it's something people would like to get involved in. But let's balance that by talking about some of the disadvantages, and there are many. One of the things about the entire cryptocurrency space is that there is zero regulation for all the information that is available on public ledgers, and for all the information that is publicly available about how bitcoins and cryptocurrencies are moving around the network. There are still an awful lot of weird things going on. You only have to go back a few years to 2017 to see how the meteoric rise of cryptocurrencies took place. Have a look through some of the history there and you'll see that there's more than one or two shady things going on. The volatility in cryptocurrency is unreal. We have seen rises and falls of 30-40% in single days. And for a currency, a practical currency, that just isn't feasible. On a very base level, the folks who invented Bitcoin are unknown. We don't know who did it. There's lots of talk about who it might be, but the very fact that we don't know where it came from, does that not sound a little bit suspicious to you? I'm not going for any kind of conspiracy theories at all here, but if we don't know where it came from, do we really know how it'll all end? And this could be the longest con the world has ever seen. Just throwing it out there. Other issues Bitcoin's plagued with is that it is incredibly slow to actually send and receive money in comparison to something like a Visa payment or a MasterCard payment or something like that. We want transactions these days to be snappier and snappier, and Bitcoin transactions are just taking too long to be practical at this point in time, I think. With over 8,000 coins in existence, there is plenty of room for competition, and while I said that Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all and will continue probably to be cryptocurrency's sweetheart and have an awful lot of respect for it, there is definitely room for a faster, brighter, much improved coin built on better technology to come to the fore. That's definitely a risk. And it's such a young technology still that it becomes very difficult to actually put a value on this going forwards. You get figures thrown out there like $100,000, 200. Some folks projecting up to $1 million per coin in the very near future. Who knows? It's all guesswork. For one person saying it's going to go to $1 million, there's another saying it's going to go to zero. It's just so tricky to tell. I might come in for some kind of flack for it in the comments, but it's my opinion that some of these price predictions are just wild speculation, good for filling some column inches, getting a bit of hype about products, and equally there's as many people that want to see Bitcoin fail and they're going to be offering the doomsday verdict, so take it with a pinch of salt. I would advise that you do your own research on this, but honestly, what are you going to look for? All you can do is read up as much as you can about the technology and try to make some kind of decision as to whether or not you want to invest in that. My own view is that it's just far too volatile to invest any significant amount of money into this technology. Just in the last few months we've seen it go from less than $10,000 right up above $40,000, and right now it's back down to about $34,500, and I just can't bring myself to get involved with anything like that right now for any significant amount of money. In saying that, I do think that cryptocurrency has got legs. I do think blockchain technology is a real disruptor for the way we build trust with each other on a global level. I think the more middlemen we can cut out, and the more we get down to one-to-one transactions, the blockchain is providing that kind of infrastructure, and I think that's a real powerful thing. I think that could be a really, really good thing for the world going forwards. So from that point of view, I'm interested in the blockchain technology, not so much in Bitcoin as a currency. If I was personally going to invest in it, it would need to be for a very, very long term outlook. With the value currently at about $35,000, shall we say, even if it was to get to $150,000 per coin, that's only a 4x on your initial investment. I think there's probably better opportunities in the stock market, and certainly where I'd be more comfortable investing my money than throwing in the blockchain and kind of hoping for the best. It doesn't seem like a good enough return on my money right now to bet on something so speculative, and it would be a gamble. Right now, I genuinely think that some people are piling into Bitcoin without really understanding the underlying tech, but at the same time, there are an awful lot of well-informed, well-educated people who are making the best decisions with the information in front of them and have decided that it's a good idea. I'll definitely be continuing to follow blockchain with interest. That's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.